Here are 11 moments when footballers save someone's life, like Sergio Arribas, who came through the youth ranks of Real Madrid and now plays in the Spanish second division with UD Almeria, and who saved 2 people from drowning. In 2024, he was on vacation in the Maldives, relaxing by the pool with his partner, when suddenly a woman desperately grabbed onto a float while her partner was also in danger, both being pulled away by a powerful current. Without hesitating, Sergio ran toward the water and dove into the sea to help them. He stabilized the woman and brought her back toward calmer waters, then returned to help her companion, who was completely exhausted. The video showed that his quick decision-making and physical condition were crucial in saving the couple from drowning. He was celebrated for it, but he never tried to put himself in the spotlight and continues to let his actions on the field speak for themselves. But that was only one of the 11 moments when a footballer saved a life. We also have a touching gesture from Cristiano Ronaldo, which allowed a little boy to continue living, as well as a player who didn't save a life just once, but 4 times. But before that, let's go back to the moment when Sime Versalco and Gabi Fernandez saved the life of a world and European champion. Fernando Torres, one of Spain's most reliable goal scorers, suffered a terrible collision in 2017 in the 85th minute of a match. He fell heavily and lost consciousness a few moments later. His teammates immediately rushed toward him, opened his mouth so he could breathe, and prevented his tongue from blocking his airways, a vital gesture later praised by the club's doctors. The coach and the players were in shock, and the entire stadium remained silent until Torres was transported to the hospital. He was able to return home safe and sound the very next day, without any permanent damage, largely thanks to the quick intervention of his teammates. In our next moment, Diego Maradona did something very special for a seriously ill little boy. In 1984, after being transferred to SSC Napoli for a record fee, he was already a global star. During the winter, a teammate told him about a child living in a poor neighborhood who was suffering from a serious illness and needed an expensive surgery abroad that his family could never afford. Maradona immediately wanted to help by organizing a charity match to raise funds, but the club president refused, and the insurance company also declined any coverage for a match outside official competition. Maradona decided to ignore these refusals, and in January 1985, the unbelievable happened. On a muddy field that some compared to a potato field, a match was actually played. Maradona and a few teammates faced a local selection in front of incredulous spectators, while the players warmed up in a parking lot filled with mud. Even under those conditions, Maradona let his magic shine. That day, nearly 20 million lire were raised, and he added money from his own pocket, allowing the child's surgery to be fully funded. One of the many reasons why he is still adored like a god in Naples. But there are other powerful moments, such as when Ronaldo saved the life of a child. And before that, an act of heroism far from the cameras when Lennart Thij, a player in the Netherlands in 2018, stepped forward after having registered years earlier as a stem cell donor. He received a call informing him that a patient suffering from acute and deadly leukemia had only one chance of survival, and that chance was him. The only problem was that the donation date fell exactly on the day of a crucial match against PSV Eindhoven. He chose to save a life rather than play. During the match, he missed, in the 11th minute corresponding to his jersey number. The entire stadium stood up, and both home and away supporters applauded him for a long time. He was even voted man of the match without playing a single minute. At our number 7, a player became a protector not on the field, but at home. In August 2021, Gabriel Magalhães, defender for Arsenal FC, returned home with a friend and parked his car in the garage without knowing that 2 masked men were following him, one of them armed with a baseball bat. They wanted his watch, his keys, and his phone. Gabriel first cooperated by raising his hands, but when the situation became dangerous and the thief approached to strike, he reacted to defend his home, his family, his friend, and himself. A struggle broke out, and he managed to overpower the attacker, surprising him with the resistance of a professional footballer before the man fled while losing his cap. Thanks to the DNA found on it, the thief was identified, arrested, and sentenced to 5 years in prison. Another man risked his career to save a stranger, Chris Ikonomidis, a goalkeeper in the United States who had been registered as a bone marrow donor since 2008. Years later, he received a message informing him that a man named Philip would die without a transplant, and that he was his only chance. The procedure required drilling into the bone, a huge risk for a goalkeeper who constantly lands on his hips. He had only 1 year left on his contract and lost the entire season, putting his career in jeopardy. But he saved the man's life before fully recovering and continuing his career. Not all rescue actions are planned. Some happen in a single second, like during a match between West Ham United and Crystal Palace on August 24, 2024, when during a celebration an LED advertising board fell onto a ball boy. Tomas Soucek immediately reacted, and with other players pushed the panel with all their strength to free the child, comforting him until the staff arrived, a quick reaction that prevented a tragedy. Another even more dramatic moment occurred on March 1, 2014, in the Ukrainian League during a match between FC Dnipro and Dynamo Kiev, when a player fell unconscious after a collision with the goalkeeper and stopped breathing. Jaba Kankava immediately realized that he had swallowed his tongue and pulled it forward to clear his airways, allowing him to regain consciousness, and doctors later said that just a few more seconds could have had severe consequences. At number 3, a superstar prevented the worst with words spoken on television. In October 2005, in the middle of the civil war in Ivory Coast, the national team won the decisive World Cup qualification match against Sudan, and for the first time in its history, qualified for a World Cup, triggering immense joy across the country. North and South celebrated together, and then in the locker room, Didier Drogba made a call for peace in front of the cameras, helping to restart discussions between the opposing sides. In 2007, he insisted on playing in Bouaké, a rebel stronghold, allowing government troops to enter the territory peacefully. After a 5-0 victory, soldiers and rebels celebrated together in the streets, and shortly afterward, a peace agreement was signed, largely thanks to the influence of Drogba and his teammates. Now let's move on to Ronaldo, because what he did moved the entire world. In 2014, a 10-month-old baby named Erico Ortiz Cruz was diagnosed with a rare brain disorder requiring urgent surgery costing $83,000, an impossible amount for his family to gather. Desperate, his relatives asked Ronaldo for a signed jersey and a pair of boots to organize an auction. Ronaldo replied that he would give the jersey, the boots, and that he would pay for the entire surgery himself. Finally, our number 1 didn't save a life just once, but 4 times. Francis Koné, a Togolese striker, reacted in a fraction of a second after a collision between a goalkeeper and a defender, noticing that the goalkeeper had swallowed his tongue and immediately clearing his airways. After the match, he explained that it was the 4th time he had intervened in this way to save another player, and in 2017, FIFA honored him with the Fair Play Award for these repeated heroic acts. And if you want to see more football videos, then watch this one.